5 AMG first edition. And I just want to say, unfortunately, my baby is having another, let's go up here. I'm doing it myself. This is at home. ABC pump replacement. All right, so we got the ABC pump in today. Finally, after 26 days of waiting to get this all together. So I got my pump in, and this one doesn't come with the power steering, whatever, reservoir, pumper, whatever this thing is. I can't exactly remember. But I keep replacing this one on the new units because this is the only one that seems to work correctly. So if yours doesn't come with one, just keep replacing your old one and put it on your rebuilt unit, okay? Now you do have these rubber rings that are going to need to be replaced here. I'll provide those in the link. You're going to need to put on here the reservoir container that this holds excess fluid for expansion. You're going to need to replace this on the front and on the back with new ones. And then it also goes with the power steering line, which is in the back here. And you have one in the front and then one directly behind that. You need to replace two. And then you also have, let's see what I'm at. These are the parts, if you can see that. A crush washer, which mine's failed. All the ones that I bought, they all failed badly. But got two new ones of these, and I can send it back to FPC Euro for a replacement. So I'm gonna need this, and this will go on the upper line for the power steering. All right, so just putting this on this side, and you can use a T20 to get the bolts off. There's one there, and there's one here on the other side right there. Just push that in there a little bit hard, and then just twist and tighten up the bolts with the T20. Of course, you gotta use two hands or everything. But after that, you should be nice and snug on that. I'm not trying to take it out because it has a lot of fluid that's still inside of there to keep it primed, I think. And yeah, we got that part going. I can next just go ahead and pop out all the little hole pluggers that's keeping the fluid in, and get my bolts out of my bag here ready. All right, sorry this is not filmed like a production company one, but you know, I'm kind of do this all on the fly as I'm doing this work. Okay, so make sure you have your 3 bolts that go in here. They're E12s, okay? Pretty easy to do. Make sure you got that, because that goes actually on the front of the unit on this side. Okay, and then you have the upper, I think this goes to the ABC one, I think, seal ring. That's a crush washer that actually goes on this one. And you can kind of see the indent along the edges here of where the crush washer is. So I'm just going to throw another one on here. And I think these are only one-time use. So if you don't do something right by screwing it in and you take it off again, you're going to have to put another washer on there because it's just a one-time use thing. Okay. All right. So next, what you're going to do is just put in your first bolt that actually goes. Feel my finger is right there. Put in your first bolt. Just make it so that it holds it, and make sure the bottom piece is kind of loose because you're going to have to move that back, the tensioner, in order to get to that. See, it won't focus. See that bolt? That's like that thing that's right. So I can point to it right there. To be able to get to it. Sorry, it's not focusing. Right there. So just leave that kind of loose, or don't put it in, and then you can have a little wiggle room to put in number 1. Here's your other line. I put it up here. I don't know, the thing's not focusing right. With this, and this would actually hook up to. Let's see, it keeps focusing on my finger and stuff. Let me bring it down just to kind of show you, because I'm not gonna be able to show you step by step. But that one will go here, and then the other one will connect to the expansion tank. So let me do this again and try to get it up there. Okay, so it's up to you how you want to do it. Put it back on. I would say just do it reverse, or whatever way is easiest for you. There's no right or wrong way to put these on. The screws that go in for the tank here, they're different. One is a little bit longer, and the other one's a little bit shorter. That goes for this one and the one that's back here. So you can kind of tell there's a little bit of a difference because they just don't go in. You fit snugly correctly. So one is for the front, one's for the back. All right, and then once you got that in, remember you have the screws that are here, one at the back, and then you make sure, it's hard to see, but there's a little teeny thing that's back here that needs to be put in. It has a screw on it, but I don't think it does in the USA. So it just kind of goes and holds in place right there that you just put it in. Then up next, what you're going to do, back behind, directly behind here, there's a place for this screw here. I have lost all of my screws. It's unbelievable how many I've lost. But this bracket goes behind this and then actually attaches to the block. And this one here came off, so. And then I got a screw here and a screw there. And I lost one of the screws there, so I'm like, ah! So I got what I got. So we're gonna put this one here that goes directly back behind here, and then you can hold the, what's called the expansion tank, I think it is, or the compression tank will screw in there. So it's a lot of fumbling around in the dark to get it, but that's what you need to do next. Once you get, just kind of, get it in place and stable. You don't wanna tighten anything down because you need, a little bit of room to maneuver all this stuff in there snugly. Or, yeah, I just made up my own word. All right, so from down here, I'm using a pointer because it keeps going to my daggone hand. So make sure you don't, the bolt is like directly behind, like here, underneath this part here. So don't tighten it up too much until you get the bracket on and the screw that goes here. I'm missing this screw, and this screw will actually just hold this wire on or something, but I lost it, so like, dang it. Other than that, you put this screw in here, and then once you get it, go back behind with the E12 directly behind here and tighten it up, and then you can tighten this small one. I think that's an E8, I think. And tighten it up, but make sure everything's kind of, just snug until you get everything in place. All right, so up next is here, which is the 22 millimeter one. Now I think you're gonna need, I believe, the way I looked at it, but I can't find any of the data nowhere online or anything like that. I think 2 crush washers need to go. So one here on the back and then one here in the front of that, because it looks like it's a little engraving on this side of this hose kind of end. So that's just kind of like maybe 2 of them go on there. So I'm gonna try it. If not, it's just gonna be fluid gushing out all over the place, and I'm gonna have to maybe just do the one. So I'm gonna try that and tighten it up, tighten everything up all the way, and then we're gonna put in the tank holder for the fluid next. All right, so up next we're gonna have put the tanks in, the holding tanks for your first, the front and the front will be going actually this way. One in the front, power steering. One in the back, ABC, fluid, and you have one bolt there, and then right through here you really can't see, it's another bolt. I lost that one, but at least I got this one here, and then make sure you save the one that goes in here too. So looks like that. If you got those 2, you're good. I'm losing bolts everywhere, so I'm not sure how you're doing with yours, but up next, you're just gonna go ahead and throw this in, right into here like that, and you kind of adjust it and everything that you got to do, and then take your bolt and bolt it down here, and then take your other ones and put it right inside there. Okay, so after you kind of get this all into place with your screws that'll go right here, see where my finger is at the tip, and then the screw that goes in here, you'll have this into place as much as I have the screws to put in place. And then you can take a something to clamp these down onto. It's pretty easy to do. I'm gonna do the next one. And then after you get done with putting your hoses on, which is a quick, easy thing to do, you just pop the power steering, I don't know what this thing is called, like a reservoir or assistant reservoir or something like that on. Tip right here. You're going to spin this spindle right here, the black one, where I'm going to point in 1 second. Right here. Let me see, wait a minute. Okay, right there. Spin that about 10 times to get the fluid pumping in and out of the unit right there. So you're going to need to do that before putting the belt on and starting it up. right, now, so what you're going to need to do is you're going to check each of the fluids. You can fill it up a little bit higher than what it's supposed to be for your initial run through of the pump. Okay, and then let it run for, start it up first, let it run for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn the car off, then check your fluid level, okay? Top it off wherever you need to be at, and then start it up and let it go for about 12 to 13 seconds. Count fast. And then I just turned it off now. Okay, so when you're checking the ABC fluid, whatever side that you have it on, you're going to do, I don't speak German or anything like that, underleiden, motor on, underleiden, leiden, I guess, or motor on. Now you're going to need to have the dipstick here. Okay, so that's like when you're, why is it not focusing? You're going to focus on this one here, of where you need to be when the car is not running. It should be right here at this level. I think I filled mine up just a little bit too high, but you know, it's okay, no worries. Now, when the engine's been running and you may need to check it again, let's say you went for a drive and you came on back home or something, what the fluid level will be is on the flip side, and motor Austin underleading. Okay, so that should be at running temperature. Your fluid should be up here. All right, so that's the difference. So when you're checking the thing, make sure you do motor on, and then you know, after a long drive and stuff, you know, later on, if you want to check it when the engine's hot, you do this side. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a powerful enough computer to hook up to make it do the rodeo mode, but if you do, you should be able to do that, but I don't. But the only thing that I can do next is start the car up and then do the up and down motion. I try to do it at least 10 times. You can do it whatever. It's hard to find the information on it, but I just do it 10 times to exercise the system like you kind of would do in rodeo mode. So I'm gonna try that next. And like I said, when you first start it up, it may take the car a little while to realize that it needs to lift up. So don't panic, just give it a little while. Sometimes the computer system is a little bit slow. But yeah, so I'm gonna do that for a little while. Then I'm gonna check the fluid and make sure everything's smooth and not leaking, and we should be actually good to go if it's doing all this perfectly fine. Where I'm going up, the car's actually going up right now and stopping. Then we do level 2, and then we're down. So you can do that as many times as you want. I'm just going to do about 20 times and then finish up.